I'm in Texas. Texas! You know why I don't like Texas? Because sometimes... No, I love Texas. I do. I like Texas. I'm trying to think of an excuse why I don't like Texas. But you know how when you're in the desert or you're in a western state and they go, oh, it's fine when it's hot. It's a dry heat. No, it's not a dry heat. It's more humid here than it is in Florida. And then you add the temperature. Check out this temperature. Look at the temperature outside. That's just insane. It's insane. My air conditioner is doing its best to keep up. But man, if I shut my motor off for 3 minutes, it isn't just 107 outside. It turns into like 130 inside. So I'm sorry to my company for wasting fuel, but it gets hot in here. If it's 107 outside, I can't imagine when you see those stories of people leaving their kids, their dogs, and their vehicles while they run into the store and they just crack the windows a little bit. Sit yourself inside of a vehicle and shut that motor off. Did I mention it's a daily vlog? It's a vlog that happens pretty much daily, sometimes in the heat of Texas. The 108 degree temperatures of Texas. I'm still here. Luckily, in just about 2 hours, I will be leaving this part of Texas, heading over to the Gulf Coast, over by Galveston, picking up a load of beer, running it up to Minnesota. I don't think it's 107 degrees or 108 degrees up in Minnesota. So I'm gonna get a little bit of relief, but then next week, I'm heading back to Florida, and it doesn't get that hot in Florida. The humidity's not as bad neither, but I'll be heading back to Orlando, taking my days off, so looking forward to that. But in the meantime, let's enjoy the day. Don't know what there is to do today, but I'm sure I'm gonna find something. I didn't find anything yesterday. I'm done, empty. Now look what I get to deal with. And I swear, these cars in Texas do not give you any leeway. I don't even think I can fit my motorcycle through here. It's nighttime here in the Gulf of Mexico in Texas. Not too far. I'm not too far from the Gulf, but it's night. I took a shower here at this brand new Flying J truck stop they just built. I ate dinner, been sitting watching some Broadchurch. I'll talk about that in just a minute, but first, let's go inside and get some ice cream. No, no, no. Yes. Yes. I got it. I got my Ben & Jerry's. It's a little bit frosty, which isn't a good sign. If you go to a gas station or something like that, sometimes the ice cream is a little bit icy, and that kind of means that it melted, and then they refroze it, and so it's not as creamy and good. So you have to let it melt a lot more. Anyway, let's go back to the truck and do that. Even though it's nighttime, if I put this on the dash, it'll probably melt pretty good, just because it's so hot out. I think it's like still in the 90s. It got up to 110 degrees today. That's pretty hot. Way, way, way too hot. But anyway, I was watching a David Tennant TV show, a new David Tennant TV show. I've been a pretty big fan of David Tennant since Doctor Who. He's probably my favorite doctor on Doctor Who. And he's a lot of people's favorite. But that's all I knew him from. But then Jessica Jones came out on Netflix, and he did such a great job on that. I said, you know what? When I watched Jessica Jones, I didn't see him as the Doctor. At first I did. I mean, obviously, you know, he appears on Jessica Jones, and you think, look, it's the Doctor. But then he just doesn't act like the Doctor, and then I start to see him as a totally different character, which is a sign of a great actor, right? And so I was going through Netflix, and I was going to watch some 1960s Doctor Who's, And for some reason, they're not on there. They used to be. I started watching them. I got up to like the 1970s versions, but none of them are there anymore. None of them are on Netflix here in America. They were, but so Netflix, if you type in something like Doctor Who, and if they don't have Doctor Who anymore, they'll give you something similar that some of the actors have been in. And Broadchurch. Broadchurch is one of those TV shows. I'm on the 3rd episode right now, and it's pretty good. He's a police investigator that is investigating the murder of an 11-year-old boy in this really tight-knit little town in England that's a seaside town. And he doesn't act like the Doctor in that neither. And he doesn't act like Kilgrave from Jessica Jones. It's a totally other different character. I still see him as Kilgrave, and I still see him as the Doctor on this show for some reason. I mean, Fred Gwynne couldn't get away with playing anything other than Herman Munster, and anytime you see him in anything else, I always see Herman Munster. I don't always see the Doctor when I'm watching these shows. So if you guys want to check that out, check out, it's called Broadchurch, and it is on Netflix and other, it's on Droid TV also, which is where I'm going to have to catch up on the older episodes of Doctor Who. But anyway, so I'm going to go continue on watching episode 3 of Broadchurch as my Cherry Garcia here starts to soften up a little so I could open it. Yeah, this one wasn't too bad, so it's probably not going to be horrible. But if you get ice cream sometimes at gas stations, you see that heavy, thick ice that sometimes surrounds these. Usually what that means is the truck driver that delivered this to the gas stations or wherever, or Walmarts or wherever you purchase it from, it got kind of thawed out in the truck as they were moving it indoors, and the store didn't put it back in the cold fast enough. And then that condensation refroze on there. That's how you know it was thawed. And then sometimes you'll open it and it's all crystallized. The ice cream becomes crystallized. So I try not to buy ice cream that has that coating of ice on the outside. You guys know what I'm talking about. Get in, it's so hot. It's so hot out. I am in LaPorte, Texas. Picking up some Heineken beer, taking it up to the nether regions of Minnesota, the heartland of Minnesota, Minneapolis to be specific. But at the moment, there's a discrepancy with my load. They got everything almost loaded, but one pallet has a discrepancy, so they're trying to get that fixed. Then I'll go inside, down there, past that truck, past over where that Whataburger sign is. See that Whataburger sign? Turn left and I pick up my paperwork there. By the way, a lot of people live in Texas believe that Whataburger, you could only get Whataburger in the state of Texas. Not true. Not true. People go, sometimes I'll post on social networks or in videos like this on my vlog channels that I'm in Texas, what should I eat? You know, normally when I come here it's Mexican food. Love tacos. In the state of Texas, they make some pretty damn good tacos. But some people will put down in the descriptions, try Whataburger. It's a Texas favorite. I can get Whataburger in Florida. I can get Whataburger everywhere. Or in a lot of places, not everywhere. But you can get Whataburger here in Texas and Louisiana, Alabama, Florida. So when I come to different states, I try and eat at places I can't normally get elsewhere. Like if they have an In-N-Out burger. In-N-Out, perfect example. If I'm in California or on the West Coast, I try and grab In-N-Out. Luckily, when I do come to Texas, in Dallas and in some other places, there is In-N-Out here now. Kind of hoping that we get those in Florida one day. I doubt it. It'd be nice. But we do have Whataburger. We don't have Jack in the Box in Florida neither. Beer, beer, beer. Now I just need to find a place that I can pick bacon up at. Beer and bacon, the two B's. I should almost be done. I think they're actually almost done loading me. I'm going to sign my paperwork here in a few. And head out up on that big freeway up there where you see those cars just cruising along. Got my paperwork. Got the paperwork. Time to go get scaled out and head out of this beautiful Texas heat. It is hot. Yesterday it got up, at least in my truck, the temperature said 110 degrees. It probably wasn't. It wasn't that hot. I'm assuming it was in the triple digits. But I figure because my engine is putting off heat, maybe it's picking up a little bit of that, making the thermometer rise a degree or two. It doesn't feel like it's in the triple digits yet. But let's go see. Okay, it is 100 degrees. So it is the triple digits, but it's just not as hot as yesterday. And it is 11:30. So yesterday at this time it was 106. Actually, yesterday about the same time is when I first recorded that temperature. That's kind of odd. It's kind of odd that I checked the temperature at the same exact time. Oh well. I'm gonna go ahead, program my cell phone for my GPS navigation to send me to Minneapolis. But first, I have to let them know that I picked up my load. Let's get to it. Time to go to the bathroom. I'm still in Texas. Check this out. That's something cool to haul. Not as cool as what I have in here though. That's cold beer. Cold beer in my trailer. But if you combine this with that, you can have a pretty fun day. Well, I've decided I haven't been able to do what I had promised myself I would be doing on a daily basis, which was fly my drone at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, every day, to become a better pilot so I could use it more for photography and video and stuff like that. The last 2 days when I was down in Houston, there really wasn't much of a chance to fly anywhere that I felt comfortable. But I am thinking it's time to make up for lost time. Look at this place. Look how awesome this is. Even though it's a little bit breezy, can you hear that wind? Don't worry about the wind too much. Look at this. Look at this rest area, how beautiful it is. And not only that, remember in Missouri the other day, those buffalo statues? Check this out. Texas has buffalo statues too. On those little electronic touchscreen computers they got inside, like the one you just seen with like a Peggy Hill looking character on there, they should probably actually have the Hill family, Hank, Peggy, Bobby, Boomhauer, everybody, telling you about the history of Texas. I just think that'd be cool. Why not? They're from Texas. Coming into Dallas. Let's see if we could do Dallas at 5 o'clock in the evening and hit zero traffic. So far, so good. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Apple really promotes their products. Right on the side of those buildings are Apple Watches. Big Apple Watches. All right, 30-minute break time. I am, right now, my truck's down there. I am still in Texas, but only up until that bridge right there. That bridge is Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma, so I'm like right on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. I'm actually walking to the border. I'm gonna stand right on the state line. I'm gonna put 1 foot in Texas and 1 foot in Oklahoma. And then I'm gonna fly the drone up in the air to the river that probably actually separates the states. But since I'm not gonna walk out into the middle of the river and stand there, you know, for the actual state line, I'm gonna make a pretend state line right down here at the river with a pretty awesome little bridge. Let's go check it out. Right here at the state line, there's like a big turnout. I probably could have parked my truck here, but I figured I would park it about a quarter mile back that way and use this big place as a helipad. And you can see right there, that's the bridge that crosses the river. And we're gonna head right down there. Right after I do a little bit of quick setting up here and create my launching pad, which is gonna be right there. Pretty awesome spot to take off from. And it's time.